Now that all the GRC racers are officially out and about at some capacity, I really want to take a moment here to look back upon the line and really celebrate it, because I do think it is one of the best expanded universe lines we've ever gotten, and probably the best since 2017 when Cars 3 came out. It unites the Piston Cup and the World Grand Prix racers who really got the majority of the expanded universe lines up until Cars 3 came out, and ever since that movie came out, I feel like the lines have been somewhat lackluster, but I absolutely adore this one. You got Jackson Storm and Cruz Ramirez in there for that Cars 3 Next Gen flavor, while also being a little bit of a callback to the TROC races from 2012 to 2016. And now, while we'll be ranking every one of these racers, one has to be last. I love them all. There is not a bad design in here, but some are definitely better than others, and we are going to be very, very thorough by also including the Mini Racer GRC Mater that makes for 10 total GRC racers as of the end of 2024. We will see if Mattel ever revisits this line. I really hope they do, because you have Jeff Gorvet, Nigel Gearsley, Lewis Hamilton, and Rip Kluczkonski as the remaining World Grand Prix racers they did not do. And obviously there are a whole bunch of next gens that they could embark upon as well. But the real thing here, guys, is let me know in the comment section below, what is your top 10 or your whole rank list of the GRC racers? Like I said, there are 10. Who's number 1, who's 2, who's 3, who's 4, who's 10? I want to know your entire list, so comment that in the comments below so we can get some conversation going. See if there are any trends. See if, 9 times out of 10, Miguel is always the last one. I don't know. We'll see. I'm very curious to know how you guys kind of stand on the GRC series here. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I really hope it comes back, but does not look great for next year. I'm not sold that GRC Jeff Gorvet Walmart listing that got leaked is actually valid. I'm not sold on that yet, guys, but I am aware of it, just so you are aware. All right, let's dive right on in here, and we're going to knock out that GRC Mater right off the bat. Now, these are not reviews. I have already reviewed all of the GRC racers, including the mini racers, including this little Mater here, so you can check out all those videos linked in the description below, and some of them will be linked in the card suggestion pop-ups as well. Now, Mater here, while he is exclusive to the mini racers line, I am pretty happy that they will not be doing him as a 155 scale diecast, because it really makes no sense for Mater to be a GRC racer unless we want to headcanon this as like one of the tow truck officials involved. Like maybe he's just like a maintenance car, he's not actually racing in it. That I could actually swallow that. Like, what if he's like the tow truck Tom of the GRC? Like, I can definitely get behind that. I think it is pretty plausible, because his color scheme here is the color scheme of the GRC as a whole there, if you look at the logo. So I think that is pretty plausible, but then again, you could say, well, that's just, brand new Mater's color scheme as well, and that's more what they were going for. But yeah, because it doesn't make much sense, the design isn't very unique. I do like the hexagonal patterns in the back and the carbon fiber hood. He is definitely number 10 for me. Coming in at number 9 might be a surprise for some of you guys, but it is gotta be Shu Todoroki here. Now, the best thing about Shu Todoroki is his unique expression. It's very different from any other Shu that we have gotten in the past, and for that, that's definitely a pro. But his design is very similar to his original, just usual Shu Todoroki design, just with a little bit more of the blue and black added there. I do like the red wheels a lot, though. I think that's another good element to him, but he just doesn't really have any pop. I feel like they could have changed up the color of the red dragon abstract pattern here, like maybe make that blue. I think that would be really cool, make that blue or black, but instead they left that red, and because of that, I think that is one of the major reasons why, just aesthetically overall, he looks very similar to regular Shu. But like I said at the beginning of the video, there is not a bad design here. I still like this car a lot, and yeah. Next up at number 8 is Max Schnell. Now, Max Schnell and I've been going back and forth on him a little bit, because I always say The more different you are from your original design, the better. Like, that's why I like McQueen so much, right? You guys know that. So then why is Max so far down on my list when he's a lot different from his original design? Obviously no purple, right? That's the main thing. His main color is purple in the World Grand Prix, and here he's completely not purple. Like, there's no purple whatsoever. Now, the reason I am putting him so low is because I honestly believe, there is a part of me that believes Mattel thought and they think that Carbon Racer Max is regular Max and base this design off of the Carbon Racer version that is all gray, also doesn't have any purple. And also, even though he's different from the original Max Schnell, he is not different from the Carbon Max Schnell. Both of which, like I said, no purple and have this kind of light shade of gray here. And again, it looks pretty solid. Like, it looks fine. I love the red splitter there. You still have the German flag elements with some carbon fiber sliced in. But it doesn't really do anything special for me. I think this would have been a good opportunity for him to be purple. Like, I think, a nice purple and black would have really hit. And yeah, they just kind of flubbed it. The mixed colors on the wheels are cool. The flares on the sides of the wing as well. He's got a lot of good stuff going for him. Again, there is not a bad design in this whole bunch, but someone's got to be toward the bottom, and that is Max here. Now, Miguel Camino comes in at number 7, and I really do like Miguel. My favorite thing about him is that he has the black wing, which has always been what the regular version has been missing in terms of accuracy. The regular version has always had a red wing, even though in the movie he has a black wing. Now, when they did some of the Expanded Universe line versions, they correctly put the black wing on there, but this version just looks, it has a little bit of a different taste because it's like almost what the regular version was supposed to look like. But as far as the regular version goes, it's not that much different from this. They didn't change up all that much. You have the carbon fiber there, again, the red wheels, which look good, but he is pretty similar to that Cars 2 design. I do like the fact that they finally added these windows in here, though, and they kind of made the back window like a lighter. Like, I don't know what they were going for here, but it does look kind of interesting. It looks good. Like, it's the same design as, like, it's, how do I explain this? It's like got a white coat over the regular paint. You can see the outline of the window there. Very interesting, but they did add the gray windows on either side there. And yeah, I like Miguel. He's one of the newest GRC racers that just came out, but he lands at number, I think it would be, 7 for me. Who is number 5 is none other than my only GRC find up to this point, and that is Raoul CaRoule. Like I said, found him, or I haven't said that yet. I haven't told you guys, I think. GRC Raoul, my first find of any GRC racer down at a mire 30 minutes south of me. And it is pretty sad that, here we are in mid-November, and I'm just now finding my first GRC racer when the first case H with McQueen and Francesco, was supposed to come out in like June, July-ish. I have yet to find that case. I have not found the case with Shu and Carla. I finally did find remnants of this case, just Raoul though, and I obviously have not found the case with Max or then Cruz and Miguel. So does he hold a special spot in my heart? Nah, not really. Honestly, just kind of frustrates me even more, even though I did swoop him up when I found him. A little bit of a damaged card, though, unfortunately. Now, Raoul is really nice, though. He's got a quite a bit different shade of blue than on the regular version, which helps him out here. It gives him a little bit more of a sharper look, I'd say, a little bit more vibrant compared to that light blue that we're used to seeing him in. The expression looks good. You got the white wheels there. And then the red here in the back. I love kind of these abstract rectangles. I remember trying to recreate this in Microsoft Word to use for the thumbnail background, which I am very proud of all the thumbnails for all these GRC racers that I did. I feel like they're some of my best thumbnail and graphic design work ever, because I tried to recreate, so many of the decals to use in the backgrounds there. But anywho, I also really do like the back of him here, just straight red with the hexagons kind of pulsating about different levels of opacity. So yeah, he's about the middle. He is number 6. I apologize if I said 5. Moving on, Francesco Bernoulli, the preseason number 1. This was who I predicted would be my favorite going into the GRC series as a whole. I remember seeing him on the poster. I was like, you know what? I think Francesco will be my favorite. I just love how they broke up the Italian flag and his design into the red, white, and green. Looks really good. And I still think it looks good, but for whatever reason, it didn't come out looking quite as remarkable as I had originally thought. Like, I thought he would pack a little bit more of a punch, have a little bit more of a zip. I know those are all very vague. Like, what do I really mean by all of that? He doesn't have that it factor. I feel like he just came out looking a little blah. And maybe I'm just crazy because it's not like he looks different from the poster or anything. They executed him pretty well. But I feel like, again, there was room to change up a lot more on Francesco, and they just kind of went the easy path. Like, yep, let's just transpose the Italian flag onto him, add a couple decals, and call it a day. I do love the mixed wheels colors here, the red and the green. That looks really good. And maybe I should have him higher. Maybe I'm punishing him for barely, not living up to expectations, even though he is still really good. I think some of these other ones kind of superseded their expectations, and that's kind of what elevated them. Speaking of superseding expectations, Jackson Storm is probably the definition of that. One of the racers who I thought really was going to be bottom tier ended up being a top 4 racer for me in this line, mainly because of how much of the blue that they added here. This back half of him looks incredible. I love this kind of ocean blue in the back third and on the wing. It just looks so good and breaks it up from all the black and gray, very monotonous tones that we're used to seeing on Jackson Storm. I think that's why the steel blue Jackson Storm release is so nice. And obviously racing red's very intriguing as well. The rims look great with that little minute blue trim. You have the GRC logo within his S logo. And he's got a unique expression here, kind of like Shu. Very squinty eyes, but yeah, that's a little different from what we're used to getting with him. And he looks great. Again, you got the hexagonal pattern within him there. I do wish they had a little bit more of this dark blue, maybe up toward the front, but there's just enough of it to break all of that monotonous up. Monotony? Whatever the word is for that. Break up all the dull colors with a little bit of life there. So Jackson Storm comes in at number 4. Next up at number 3 is Carla Veloso here. Now, I went back and forth with Carla and Jackson, whereas my number 1 and my number 2, I was pretty confident on. But it's like, oh man, is Jackson better than Cruz? Is Carla is Jackson better than Carla, rather, or vice versa? And Carla won, I think, on those yellow wheels. These yellow wheels, they're nice. They're hot. I am a humongous fan of them, and they're super unique, I would say, in terms of the GRC racers. Now, while, Carla's original wheels kind of similar to this, seeing them now from Thailand differentiate them a little bit more, and although they aren't mixed colors like we see with Francesco or we see with Max Schnell, they just pop here, and so does the wing, which is also done in a similar shade there of yellow with the GRC text on it. Just looks phenomenal, and I know I can be probably called out for being a little contradictory because it's not like they changed a ton up with Carla. It's not like they changed her color scheme. She's still, is green to blue, a green to blue variant. But adding in all the yellow just really spruces her up. I love seeing it there on the hood. And broken up into the hexagonal pattern is a really nice touch. So she had to be my number 3. I also like how they snuck the Global Racers Cup text under the wing there. And she's always been one of my favorite racers for any of the series. I think there's only like one series where I'm like, yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty lame. Most of the time, though, she definitely comes in as a top 5, top 3 release in the Expanded Universe line that we're talking about. I mean, I feel like the Carnival version and the Carbon might honestly be some of the weaker ones, but, the Ice Racer version was great. And I'm trying to think, I think the silver version of her is really good as well. So yeah, would have loved to have gotten a neon Carla and a metallic Carla, but those unfortunately were bypassed. At number 2 is Cruz Ramirez. Now, this really surprised myself. I am not surprised that Lightning McQueen is my number 1. Spoiler alert. I mean, is it really a spoiler? I've been saying that forever now. But this is definitely a little bit of a shocker to me. I don't favor Cruz all that much. Like, when we have these types of debates for other lines, like, Cruz is never up there. Cruz was not one of my favorite racing reds. Cruz was not one of my favorite silver releases back in 2020. Cruz has never been one of my favorite, like, XRS mud racer releases. You know, she just never has that special element to her. But they really went all out here with her GRC paint job by changing up so much here. The black hood, I think, is the best trait. Again, kind of like with Carla, you're incorporating a little bit of the hexagonal pattern in, just teasing it, and then it comes out fully to play here in the back in a very honeycomb type of way with the orange hexagons on top of the yellow. And then you got the black wing there with the blue flares. Those look really cool. I love the black wing with the carbon fiber looking texture. Looks really good. I almost like that they kept the wheels yellow, or at least, sticking to her main body color. I'm a little surprised that they did that, because they really did make an effort to kind of invert the wheels from the main body, like Miguel. Nope, not yellow, they are red. Instead of white wheels for Shu, they are red. Instead of blue or red for Raoul, they are white. So they changed that up here a little bit by going with the primary color, but I think it works really well and pulls the entire design together, because then you have all the blue stripes here for the GRC surrounding the wheels, and it looks really cool. I also love how the back looks. I think this might be one of the cleanest rears to any of the GRC racers here, with the carbon fiber first half there, and then the blue on the bottom. Just, oh my God, looks immaculate. I'm a huge fan of it. And they really did save one of the best for last here. She just came out in case M, being found at Walmart stores in the US, because she is in the half case, whereas Mandy Frudenbender, her case mate, is not. She's a case mate in the full case, but not the half case. So unfortunately, Mandy is going to be one of the rarest releases of the year, while also being, in my opinion, the best release of the year. But at least Cruz is out there, and so is Miguel in that last case. And that leaves one last car for this rankings list here, and that is Lightning McQueen. I mean, when he came out, I reviewed him with Shu Todoroki and Francesco, so we already had a good base for, formulating some opinions. And McQueen always was my number 1, just because, first off, he's Lightning McQueen. I mean, is there a whole lot to debate? No one's ever going to criticize you for having Lightning McQueen as your favorite in anything. I mean, sure, yeah, you could open yourself up to criticism if you're always selecting like Max Schnell or Shu Todoroki as your favorite. But Lightning McQueen, obviously everyone gets it right. But also, it's not just that. Mattel blew him out of the water in terms of his design here. They changed up what I believe to be the most out of any of these racers here. First off, something that is not done often is an asymmetrical design on the side decals here. So you look at this side, GRC. You look at this side, Bolt 95. That's sick. That's incredible. Just adds to the kind of, detail. A lot more to explore here. A lot more action to be had. You got the 95 in blue. Very unusual color to see Lightning McQueen's signature number in. A white bolt there with the hexagonal pattern interlaid. You have a silver trim on those red World Grand Prix wheels. And not to even mention the first time that we have seen McQueen in the World Grand Prix model since the endurance racer McQueen. But, does that one really count? That was a pretty poor series, in my opinion. It's like, what the hell are we even doing here, Mattel? But this one really comes out to play. I'd love to see them utilize the World Grand Prix model more often. Yeah, you got the black wing there as well with the dark red on the side. Just looks so good. And the back, you're completely kind of converting yourself now to this like maroon red. Looks so good, so different. And yeah, I really think they blew it out of the water with this McQueen, the red to dark red gradient, asymmetrical designs. You have radiator springs, contingency sponsors. What more could you ask for? You got a great expression as well. And hey, they even did a pretty cool expression on the plastic version here, which this expression actually is very similar to the color changer GRC Lightning McQueen that should be, well, it's out now, but hopefully I'll be able to get it and review it here for you guys soon. And while we're on the topic of these plastic playset cars, which, yeah, I found that back in April, the plastic playset, reviewed it, and then, yeah, I was like, all right, yep, hopefully I find another one here soon. Not till November 19th when I find GRC Raoul. Jesus. But yeah, here is the plastic Francesco. Not quite as good, missing some details for sure, but, you know, so is McQueen. All right, guys, so yeah, let me know. Actually, my number one is the trophy. The trophy probably is the best thing that came out of that playset, by the way. This thing is sturdy, and it makes for a good, like, thumbnail accessory. Looks good with all the cars, too. But seriously, guys, now let me know in the comment section below, who is your favorite GRC racer? And give me your whole list, please. I would really love to know if, you know, maybe some people think Miguel or Max or some of the ones I had ranked a little lower deserve to be higher. Maybe I'm sleeping on. Maybe I'm, you know, maybe I have some innate biases that I'm kind of overlooking here. And yeah, please call me out on those. I would love to know. But yeah, please, guys, check out my reviews for all these. I got the mini racers there in the back. I reviewed all of them. I even have this weird flat like pencil pouch, which is actually really cool, all the way from Japan, and that showed up in one of my recent Giga hauls, so check out that for more information. It did actually show Jackson Storm in a complete blue, by the way, so that's almost like a tease when I say I wish they added more blue to him. But anyways, that's a lot of talking. Sorry to drone on, guys, but there's so much to break down with the Global Racers Cup, one of the best expand universe lines in quite some time. All right, guys, bye now.